Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
Are you sick of looking at Netflix and you don't know what to watch?
So many movies out there, you don't know which ones are good, which ones were bad.
You curious about what's out there?
I'm Joey Powers.
I'm Don Trettler.
This is The Best Pictures.
The ones you don't want to miss.
Hit it.
Say hello to my little friend.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Winners go home and the prom queen.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I don't deserve this. Deserves got nothing to do with it. No sequel for you.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of The Best Pictures / Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
Hey, and I'm Don Trettler. Welcome to the show where we're going to talk about baseball and movies, but not necessarily baseball movies.
No. So, one good news, congratulations to both of us. Both of our teams are officially now in the playoffs.
Right.
Not necessarily seed-wise yet. It looks like the Yankees are probably going to pull off the division. They finally started winning. They've won 7 straight. They just had a 4-game sweep of the Red Sox, which is great.
Wow.
Followed by previously a 3-game sweep of, I don't even remember who. I don't know, a 7-game winning streak. They're up 8.5 with 11 to go.
Wow.
So, it got down to 3.5.
The Mets have got, let's see.
Did I see?
They won, and Atlanta won yesterday. I think it's down to 1.5.
I think you guys are up 1.5, right? Yeah.
Right.
And DeGrom got bombed the other night.
Right, on Saturday.
What was it? The worst first inning he's pitched in his career?
Well, probably since, I don't know, 2015, something like that.
But they said the first inning. It was the worst first inning he's ever had in his career.
Right.
But
He'd
happened?
gone 40 straight starts by keeping people under, I want to say it was under 3 runs. So this is the first time in 40 starts.
So how much did he actually give up in the first inning? It sounds like he got clobbered pretty good in the first inning.
I think he gave up 4 in the first inning, and then they tacked on another run later at the next inning.
So it's not completely terrible. He just had a bad inning.
Yeah, he just couldn't locate.
Did he stay in the game longer, or did he kind of get yanked early?
He got yanked pretty early.
Did he?
Yeah.
So hopefully that's not a setback. Hopefully it was just a bad game,
That's what he said.
Not a sign of, maybe he's injured again.
Kind of hoping he just gets it out of his system and then.
Yeah, do it now. Do it now, get it out of there.
Right.
But as you can see, I'm wearing my Aaron Judge shirt, and it says day 5 or 6 now since he hit number 60 last week, and he needs 1 more to tie Roger Maris for the all-time American League record. Obviously, 2 more to break the American League record. He's still got double-digit games left, so I'm assuming it's going to happen. The Red Sox did not really give him much this weekend. They walked him 3 times Friday night, and they didn't give him a whole lot to look at. So I think they were pretty determined not to let him hit the home run off them.
Right.
But the Yankees swept. That's the most important thing. I mean, obviously, I would like Judge to be the all-time American League home run leader for a season, but winning's more important. So
right.
Stanton seems to slowly be getting back. Rizzo hit a big home run the other night in a back-and-forth game on Saturday. It was 5-5, and he homered in the 7th. So they're back on track. So.
Tough team, and they're getting contributions from some of the lesser-known names, too.
Exactly, yes, which is good because you need stuff like that. And I actually read an article saying that it doesn't really make sense to me, but it said that the Yankees are built for the playoffs because of their lineup in their
rotation?
No, their relief. And I look at it like you guys are more set up for the playoffs than anybody with the 1-2 punch of Scherzer and DeGrom.
Except they don't have left-handed relievers.
No.
Mets,
we have Chapman, which is nice.
Yeah.
Because he throws really hard, but he hasn't had a great year. But still, if you need a lefty to get someone out, he's still coming in.
Right.
I mean, no question about it.
I heard an interesting fact, right? Pete Alonso took over the Mets record for RBIs in a season. So all time, he just beat out Piazza and David Wright. So he's got
How much is he up to?
It was like 125, 126. That's where he's at now.
That's pretty good.
So he has the single season home run record for the Mets as well. Only 2 players in major leagues hold those records. Active players hold those records for their teams. Pete Alonso, Giancarlo Mike Stanton for the Marlins.
Oh, yep.
Not for the Yankees.
No.
But he holds their records too, which is pretty interesting.
So if the season ended today, Judge would win the Triple Crown. He's tied with Bogarts at 314, which is nothing really bragging as far as being the.
It's good.
It's good. It's good. I mean, it's definitely all-star worthy. But I mean, back when I was younger, anyway. I mean, Tony Gwynn hit 368, 370. I remember the strike shortened season, he hit like 394. So 314's like, yeah, I won, but.
Yeah, there were some outstanding players. Tony Gwynn and Wade Boggs.
Wade Boggs. I feel like Kirby Puckett had a few good years where he had pretty high batting average.
Yeah.
But yeah, him and Bogarts are tied at 314. But you look in the National League, Freddie Freeman's the leader at 328. So nobody's really having a great year hitting batting average wise.
Yeah, not outstanding.
Not outstanding, exactly. 328 is definitely solid. But your guy's second in the National League, 317, McNeil. And they're good, but it's like I said, used to 350, 360 from some of these guys.
Yeah, and Judge's home run numbers, that's outstanding. That's
yes, that is more than above average. Alonso, what's he at?
I don't think he's quite at 40. I think he hit like 38 or 39. And Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies, he's got over 40 now. But neither one of them is really on the cusp of 50.
So Alonso's got 39, Schwarber's got 42, and Judge has 60. Yeah. So there's a significant. The second one in the American League is Mike Trout. He has 37. So Judge has 23 more home runs than anyone else in the American League.
Thank God I have him on my fantasy team.
That is insane. And runs batted in, him and Alonso are actually tied, 128. And then second in the American League is Jose Ramirez with 117. And second in the National League is Paul Goldschmidt with 112. So they both have a pretty significant lead in their leagues.
Yeah.
Kudos to the New York hitters. The power guys, they're really doing a number this year.
It's a great year. Now, who are you hoping the Yankees are going to play in the first round?
I don't care. I really don't care. I'm just glad we're in.
Cleveland, I think Cleveland made it.
Yes, I did.
They're going to win the Central.
Yeah, what are they, the Guardians?
The Guardians.
I'm still not used to it. I heard him say it last night, and I was like, who? And then I was like, oh, Cleveland. Okay, I get it.
Who else gets it? So it's the Yankees, Cleveland.
It's going to end up being
the West is going to be Houston.
One of the AL East teams. Because how many are there now? Is it?
I think there's 6.
6, right? Because
3 division winners and 3 wild cards.
It's either going to be Toronto or Tampa. It might even be both Toronto and Tampa.
And the Mariners.
The Mariners are the division leader?
No. They might get one of the wild cards.
Right,
Houston's leading the West.
Right,
in the American League.
And you said the Guardians already made it. All right, let's just check it out.
So that might be the team you want to take on.
Probably. Not Houston. Definitely not Houston. We don't match up well with Houston. So right now, if it started today, it would be those 3 teams. It would be the wild card teams. Because there's 3 wild card and 3 division.
Right.
So it would be Toronto, Tampa, and Seattle. And, Baltimore is 4 games back. So it's not likely that they're going to...
Yeah, they didn't have a good weekend. I forget who they played, but they didn't do well against them. So, let's see. In the National League, it's going to be the Mets. The Braves are right on their tail, so they're getting a wild card. In the Central, St. Louis is going to win. In the West, the Dodgers are way ahead of everybody else.
They're only 21 games up.
Right.
Not that much.
So I think the wild cards in the National League, it's going to be the Braves. I think it's the Braves, the Padres, and either Philadelphia or Milwaukee Brewers. Philadelphia's been coming on. They've been playing.
I think Philly's. It looks like Philly has a game and a half on
the Brewers.
Milwaukee right now. So
yeah, boy, Milwaukee. I think they had been in the playoffs 4 straight years, which is pretty good for a what do they call it? Like a lower market. Team.
No, you're right. They are lower market. It's not like New York, Los Angeles, Chicago. Milwaukee's not really.
They've had a lot of great.
How many pro teams do they have? They have the Brewers. They have the Bucks.
Green Bay Packers.
Obviously, no hockey. I guess Green Bay technically is it really actually in Milwaukee or? I think it's close enough to.
I think it's close.
It's close enough. Yeah.
I just kind of consider it.
But they're actually pretty I mean, Packers are always really competitive. The Bucks have won a championship within the last couple of years. You know, they have arguably the best player on the planet, and I can't pronounce his name, but he's good. Giannis. I'll just call him Giannis. I don't know how to pronounce Antetokounmpo, whatever. But it looks like Yankees are playing Toronto tonight. But anyway, so we very much covered baseball.
Yeah.
So
So we were talking last week about somebody had written an article about the last 10 years, or was it the teens? All the best pictures from the teens rated from worst to best.
Okay.
So we were looking at some of those.
I did it differently, actually.
That's okay, because that's going to be cool.
This is actually a nice little cheat sheet for both of us, because these are all the best picture winners in order all the way down to 8.0.
That's the lowest rated best picture, is 8.0.
Up to 8.0. There could be some that are... Actually, I know there are some lower than that, because Argo's not on this list.
The teens, yeah.
And Argo was what, like 7.6 maybe?
7.7.
7.7.
The last two, like Coda just won last year, so I expect that's kind of got to settle a little bit.
Right, yeah, because it's not...
Sometimes the newer movies.
Yep.
But I was very surprised that the movie that won the year before, Nomadland, only got a 7.3.
That's pretty low for a best picture.
Word on the street was very good about that movie.
That's
Frances McDormand.
Frances McDormand, right.
Yeah.
That was like her third best actress Oscar, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because she won for 3 Billboards, right? And she won for Fargo.
Right.
So, I mean, she's obviously one of the best actors of her generation.
No kid, she's catching up to Meryl Streep.
I think she has more Best Actress Oscars than Meryl Streep. Because I think Meryl Streep only has 2, and she has a supporting actress for...
Kramer versus Kramer?
Yes. So I think she only has 3. She might have 4. I might be wrong. I mean, she gets nominated every year, so it's...
Yeah, I have to think about it. She must have won for
she just won...
Sophie's Choice. She had to.
She definitely won for Sophie's Choice. And she won for, what, the Queen, or...
Oh.
Something. She won the same year Daniel Day-Lewis won his last Oscar, because he made a joke that they were going to switch parts. You know.
Oh, wow, yeah. So didn't she play the Iron... No.
Yeah, the Iron Lady.
The Iron Lady, yeah.
Was that Margaret Thatcher?
Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah, because he made a joke that she was going to play Lincoln, and he was going to play Margaret Thatcher.
Wow.
You know.
I didn't see that movie. Did you see it, Iron Lady?
I haven't. I just saw the Oscars a year. I mean, she's nominated. I can't even fit it all on the screen. From 1979 to 2018. It looks like she's been nominated like 24, 25 times.
Wow.
She won Best Actress for The Iron Lady.
I can't believe I missed that.
God, it's such a big list. I got to pull it all the way down. Best Actress in a Supporting Role for Kramer versus Kramer, and Best Actress in a Leading Role for Sophie's Choice.
And that's it.
And she's been nominated for every year, it seems like. Her last nomination was 2018 for The Post.
Right, she was good in The Post.
So, yeah, so technically, I mean, Frances McDormand has one more lead actress Oscar than she does, which is pretty impressive. You know?
It is.
But, I mean, just the list of how many times she's been nominated is just amazing.
Very cool.
So, okay, of the teens, like you said, you know, Coda, you got to give it time, because obviously, I was kind of thinking the same thing about Parasite. Came out in 2019. Is that? I didn't realize it was that long ago already.
Right.
You know, I thought, because that was actually, I have one of those calendars, you know, that has a different, not just movies, but everything in general. And then, you know, the question was, what was the Best Picture Oscar winner in 2019? And I was like, God, I don't even remember. And I opened it up, and I was like, Parasite was that long ago?
Did you see it?
No, because it's isn't it a foreign movie?
Yeah, I bet Colin saw it though.
Colin
liked it.
I don't read movies. I can't. I don't have the attention span.
Oh, wow.
I just can't. I've tried. It doesn't work. That's
going to take the artist out too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I'll never watch that anyways. That's silent and black and white, right? I won't even watch a preview for that. But that's why I haven't seen City of God, because I really want to see City of God, but I just know I won't be able to watch it.
Right.
You know, because the attention span is just not there. Okay, so of the movies, the best pictures in the teens.
Well, they rated Spotlight as the worst.
Worst. What was it, 8.0?
At 8.0, which kind of like surprises. I mean, it's not the lowest rated, but it's the lowest according to whoever wrote that article. And now I thought Spotlight was pretty good. And when it won the Best Picture, I didn't really bat an eye.
What did it beat? I feel like...
Good question.
The Big Short, I want to say.
Could be. That
With,
was
like,
good too.
Christian Bale, Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Brad Pitt. Because I thought that was like the favorite. Was that the same year as Foxcatcher? Do you remember? Because I remember really, really liking Foxcatcher a lot.
Yeah.
And I thought it kind of got robbed. So I thought Steve Carell
probably got robbed.
And Mark Ruffalo were both great in that movie. I mean, I don't think Channing Tatum can act to save his life, but
Really?
yeah, I don't.
I
Think
thought he was great in that movie.
I think he's terrible in everything.
Not a Channing Tatum
No.
liker. So anyway, Spotlight they think is the worst. The lowest one rated on here is 7.3. Believe it or not, The Shape of Water.
Which you said.
Have you seen it?
No. You said, well, because it's got
I said I didn't
subtitles.
think it would at the time.
You didn't think it was a Best Picture worthy.
No, I didn't think
Yeah.
it was going to win Best Picture. This didn't seem like the type of movie that would win Best Picture. But I did think it was an excellent movie. I think it's probably better than a 7.3 rating.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen it because
The actress, I bet she got nominated that year.
I think she did.
She was great.
Now see, Foxcatcher only gets a 7.0. To me, that seems kind of low. I thought it was better than that.
Well, some of these, these are the best pictures. I thought they were pretty low. The next one, and a lot of people didn't like this, was The King's Speech
I haven't seen that either.
with Colin Firth and
right.
Jeffrey Rush.
Jeffrey Rush, right?
That should have been. I mean, that's a good movie. 8.0.
Because I thought I haven't seen that, but I thought The Social Network was really good, and that was the favorite at the beginning of the award seasons. Like it took home the Golden Globe for best drama, and I want to say Jesse Eisenberg even won lead actor for best drama. But then the Screen Actors Guild and the Oscars both went with The King's Speech and Colin Firth.
Ah.
And do you remember who the director was? Like something Hooper.
Yeah, what's his name?
I don't know why I'm asking you. I'm the one with the laptop.
I should know.
Because I want to say he won too.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess at the time the critics fell in love with that movie. I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it.
Tom Hooper. It won 4 Oscars. I haven't seen it. I think Jeffrey Rush was also nominated, wasn't he?
Should have been, yeah.
I don't think he won, but
he's really
I'm pretty
good.
sure he knows. So it won Best Motion Picture of the Year, Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role, Best Achievement in Directing, and Best Writing Original Screenplay. And yes, Jeffrey Rush was nominated for Supporting Actor, but he didn't win.
The next one on their list was Green Book. Do you see Green Book?
Nope. But that's what, 8.2, right?
Yeah, 8.2.
What did you think? I know you saw it.
Oh, it's decent. Viggo
I mean, but
Mortensen, who I really, really like.
That's the thing. When
Ali.
the first thing you say is it's decent to me, that means okay, it's not a Best Picture winner. If you say it's decent to me is not Best Picture quality.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
It should have to stand out to you. Be like, oh, I want to see that movie again, or this guy's performance was amazing.
I think one of the challenges of us doing this show and talking about Best Pictures is that what does it take to make up a Best Picture? It's got to be something, to me, something really outstanding. And I'll give you one. I know people don't necessarily agree with me. Was the one about the kid that was on the game show?
Yeah, see, me
Millionaire?
and you, Slumdog Millionaire. You and I disagree on that. I didn't like it. I even tried watching it again the last time we talked about it, and I couldn't do it.
I just
don't
thought it was
like it.
awesome filmmaking.
I didn't like it, and it gets great on. I think it's pretty high. Actually, I don't think maybe it's not on that list.
Let's see. I thought it was an awesome achievement in filmmaking myself. So I thought that was no. It's not even on this list.
So
why are people
it
like
gets
down on
it
that?
gets 8.0.
Wow, that's pretty.
So I mean that's
yeah.
So I mean that was the cutoff line because I noticed there are so many. If you look at these, look at how many are 8.2 to 8.0. It's like they're all so close to each other, And actually, I did this after our show last Monday, and I went back and I watched American Beauty again because I think that got an 8.4, 8.3, and I think it's right in line. I think it's a great movie. You know, I mean, I thought and I think it was the acting that really stood out the most in the story. I mean, I thought Kevin Spacey's performance was incredible. I mean, he nailed it. It was a home run.
I just think if it's a Best Picture, you should remember a lot about it. In Green Book, I don't really remember a lot about it. I like the actors. Mm-hmm. fine story. I mean, you think about, here's a movie didn't win Best Picture. I know you're going to agree with me on this. Is Pulp Fiction. You go back and you remember that. You
remember
watch
so
that movie
many
over and
scenes
over
from
again.
that movie. So many scenes.
Or The Godfather. Oh, we're running out of time.
Yeah.
We'll have to get back to
Well,
this
we knew
list.
this is not going to be a one part. This is going to be multiple parts talking about this.
Right.
Now, you said Argo 7.7. What did you think?
I thought it was good too. Again, that's a movie that I don't really remember a lot of like scenes or actors in it. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was solid. I thought it was a solid film. But I was surprised. Something was up against it that I think I liked better that year.
Well, it beat Lincoln.
Lincoln, maybe. There you go. That's a hard.
Because I remember after I watched Argo, I remembered I really liked it a lot. And I was like, Ben Affleck directed it, starred in it, produced it, and everything. And I was like, I liked The Town better. And I actually argued with a couple of my coworkers, and their whole argument was Argo won Best Picture, The Town didn't. I was like, that doesn't matter. That doesn't make it a better movie. And Argo gets a 7.7, The Town gets a 7.5.
Close.
I think The Town, honestly, I would rate The Town in the 8s personally, because I just thought it was well done, top to bottom. I mean, the one thing I didn't like about it is that Blake Lively is not a very good actress, and she was terrible in that movie, I thought.
Yeah.
What did you? I didn't think she was believable. I thought she was.
I thought it was good, but I got my own problems with Blake Lively too, so I kind of agree with you.
I've just never really seen her in anything and be like, wow, she can act. I mean, she's pretty, but that doesn't.
She was in that Age of Adeline, which on IMDb people seem to like it. I thought it was kind of crappy. Because of her.
Yeah.
I really kind of liked the story was interesting, but
I don't really know as though I've seen a movie that she's in that I really was like, wow, I'm glad she was in this movie.
no.
Because I just.
Speaking of, I'll bring this one up. There's a movie coming out this week. I don't think it's going to be in a huge release. It's called Dead for a Dollar.
Okay.
It's a Western with Willem Dafoe.
Colin will like that. Colin likes
And
that.
what's his name? The guy won the Academy Award for Django Unchained.
Oh, Christoph Waltz?
Christoph Waltz.
Yeah.
Don't you want to see it? Just Christoph Waltz.
I think both of them are really
Willem
good
Dafoe?
actors. Very good actors. I'm surprised that's not getting a wider release.
Yeah, and it didn't get it already got rated, and it wasn't rated very high. But boy, it sounded like it was just the two actors. It's just like I said,
we're seeing
Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali. You put two actors together, I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
I did see one recently with Blake Lively called A Simple Favor. I think it actually gets rated pretty high, which I was kind of surprised because I thought it was really bad. It gets a 6.8, which I thought to me was pretty high because I wouldn't watch it again. The only reason I actually watch it is because Anna Kendrick's in it and I have a crush on her. So, but it's Colin does too. Yeah.
She's little. Isn't she like really little? She's tiny.
I don't know. She's really pretty though. And she's a good actress. She's been nominated for supporting actress for Up in the Air. But yeah, no, I mean, Blake Lively wasn't believable in that movie either. It was just.
Oh, she's pretty. She's pretty.
She's
and all.
pretty.
Just
Yeah.
Not a. I don't think.
She's just a pretty face to look at, but she can't really act. But yeah, she's not a selling point for me to see a movie. Like if she's like the star of the movie and like there's no other real famous person in it or actor I pass. I just feel like it's not worth it. Maybe if it's on TV and there's nothing else on.
Yeah.
But. All right. So what else you got on there?
Well, The Artist, 7.9.
What do you think? I haven't seen it.
I really liked it when I saw it. But again, I don't remember a whole lot more about it. I remember it was black and white. It was silent. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Now, the guy that, I forget his name, the guy that was the lead in that won Best Actor that year. And I feel like he hasn't, like a lot of people, for the most part, take off. Like their careers take off after they win an Oscar.
Right.
And
sometimes they don't.
I don't even know how to pronounce Dujardin or something like that. But like perfect example is someone who did, Mira Sorvino. She won supporting actress for Mighty Aphrodite. And then, I mean, she had a big release in Summer of Sam. And like The Replacement Killers and stuff, but never really anything like really, really big after that.
Do you think that had anything to do? Wasn't she
blackballed by Harvey Weinstein?
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
I thought Harvey Weinstein had a lot to do with that whole thing. she turned him down. What about, here's a guy won. I was just watching part of this movie yesterday. Officer and a Gentleman, Lou Gossett Jr. won for Best Supporting
Iron
Actor.
Eagle. I think that's the biggest thing he had done. I mean, he did that movie Toy Soldiers. Did I let you borrow that?
Yep,
He was the dean or whatever in that. That was actually a pretty good movie, didn't you think?
it was.
But it wasn't like huge,
Right.
you know. And
He didn't get huge after that.
he did this one movie called Digstown with James Woods back in the day, like probably late '80s, early '90s. It's about a boxer. He was like an over the hill boxer, and James Woods is like a promoter or something like that, like a sleazy, shady kind of guy. It wasn't a very good movie. I just remember it because my dad got it when I was younger. But one other one that came to mind real quick. I mean, we're just about out of time. Cuba Gooding Jr. He won for Jerry Maguire, and then he didn't really get anything huge. I mean, he had bit parts in like American Gangster. You know, he's in that for a few scenes and stuff like that, but he never really got anything huge after that.
And it's a shame because I think he's a really good actor.
I think he's very talented.
I liked the movie Men of Honor with
That was
with
good. Him and Robert De Niro.
De Niro.
What about Boys in the Hood?
Boys in the Hood.
Because he got like better roles before he won an Oscar than after he won an Oscar. And Men of Honor was probably the biggest because he had a bit part in Pearl Harbor too, which is obviously a huge release. A terrible movie, but a huge release.
I say bring back Cuba Gooding Jr. I want to
do
see
too.
more of him.
Me too.
I like him.
He did get to play O.J. Simpson in the People versus O.J. Simpson, so that was
Was he good? Did you see it?
Yeah, it was really good. I liked it a lot. That had a really good cast too. But we're gonna have to continue this next week because we are just about out of time. So this has been our episode of the Best Pictures / the Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Trutler, and these are the ones you don't want to miss.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. Here's Johnny.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.